I'm Jake Sanderson.
I'm Tim Stützle, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
Your Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yeah, I let it fade to black on purpose. It's a new era of Ottawa Senators hockey. The Sens have traded Brady Tkachuk with 2 years left on his current contract to the Florida Panthers in exchange for the 9th overall pick in the upcoming entry draft this Friday, the 25th overall pick next Friday, a first-round pick in 2029, and a second-round pick in 2030. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller. This is Locked On Senators. Please like and subscribe. We are your team every day, and no matter what team, if you hate watching this, you can also go check out our full first-round mock draft where we had special guests to get you all prepped for the weekend. But Pilsy, two things. One, it's a damn shame this didn't happen if it had to happen before we did our mock draft. And two, what was your immediate reaction before you texted me, wakey, you're going to want to read the news?
Well, Ross, you should have known there was an emergency when I called you 3 times. I'm notoriously not a call guy, so that should have raised red flags for sure. But Martian put in our group chat, red alert, with Pierre LeBrun's tweet, and I just immediately, like, this was like my head spinning. Everything's a blur. My stomach dropped. My heart is racing. Like, I couldn't believe that this is happening now of all times. Not a single NHL player coming back. And Ross, I've been dropping little nuggets. I've been telling you for about 4 or 5 months now that I got a bad feeling about Brady. I wasn't ready to go public about it, but the one thing I maintained and was banging the table was there is no chance in hell he's going to Florida. I said there's 30 other teams that I guarantee he will go to before the Florida Panthers. And we're going to be all over the place in this one, guys. So we're just hitting you with raw emotions, our takes as fast as they come. This is not going to be an organized show, so we'll go back and forth here. But to have the little brother narrative cast upon you by the media, other fan bases, your peers in the hockey world, and then to put yourself in the little brother box and force a trade to play in the shadow of your big brother because he's won championships and you're poopy pants that you haven't been able to do it on your own. So you just hop on his back like a little piggyback and just hope he can carry you with his best friends along the way is honestly just, it's sad. Like, look, I love Brady. We respect him. He's given us time. He's a really good dude, but
dude, he texted me last week saying, congratulations on your second. And then on Father's Day, this happens.
Yeah, and Ross took that as a guarantee that he will not be traded. We'll get into that. But to do this of all things, I know there's probably a lot of people that are like, how could you be so blind? This was the obvious thing that he was going to do. But it was so obvious that I couldn't fathom that he would be that desperate to do that. Like, to go, if like he went to Mini or whatever, like still same thing, like kind of lame. You're just hopping to a America friendly team that's on their way to winning. But to do it to the team that's literally won back-to-back cups before this year and where your big brother goes, like,
in the division,
you were the captain of a franchise. You were the face of a franchise that made playoffs back-to-back years. And I know they got swept. I know, say your jokes, but this team is on the rise, and you could have been the guy to get it done here. You could have made your own legacy, and you said, nah, I'm going to join on to my big brother's legacy because I don't have what it takes to grind through it and do it on my own. And maybe I'm just going off the handle here, Ross, and maybe these are unfair things to say because for a guy, I'm happy. You know, this is probably a dream for him to play with his brother, to play on a good team, to live in the States, to live in Florida where it's basically the wild, wild west. That's cool if you're pro USA and you love all that stuff. That's fine. But to leave like this and to have this be the way that you want to be seen to make your legacy or to win your championships, I don't know, man. Like, there's better ways to do it. And
not to mention like a division rival too. Like, you're going in the division.
Yeah.
There's no, I did mention this when we did have our chats where I didn't want to hear it. I believed in Brady Tkachuk from talking to him, from being around him, from seeing how much he embraced Ottawa until I would say Four Nations probably got a taste of being in that.
No, but for me, Ross, it's the other way. Four Nations made me think that, okay, he got a taste of winning, then he made playoffs. That's going to make him want to be like, no, I can get it done here. I can be a big part of something. Like, he was a big part of that Four Nations. I thought that was going to make him think, I have what it takes to be a winner. And then seeing this team get to the playoffs, seeing what they're building, I thought that was going to solidify that. But the Olympics, I mean, that with everything on and off the ice that was fueling around that, I mean, that certainly you can't hide from it. That was,
and he's a lightning bolt in the goddamn podcast, which is brutal, by the way.
And I told you guys from day one, you guys were like, oh, this is so sweet, can't wait for this podcast. And I said, mark my words, this is going to be the worst thing ever.
The podcast is a microcosm of how I view this situation. Matthew talks and talks and talks and talks and talks, and Brady just nods his head and like, yeah, like tail between his legs. Like, be your own guy, man. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm sure it's a great day if you're Keith Tkachuk, who, again, thank you for coming on the show. Great chat with you. But he gets Father's Day. He moved to Florida, too. The whole family's together down there. Yip-de-dee. There's no better place for him to be traded, though, to cut the umbilical cord right clean off. There is going to be more animosity there than there would be if he had gone anywhere else. You thought the return of Danny Heatley had vitriol? You haven't seen anything to what Ottawa Senators fans are going to do to welcome Brady Tkachuk back to the CTC next year. The guy had a letter, and sure, it's his right as a free agent. But what I even told Matt Larkin last week, like, this should have been a conversation for next offseason if there was going to be one. The fact that it's 2 years left on his contract, to me, he's a quitter. To me, he quit on this team, quit on this franchise, quit on this city, and you lose a lot of respect in that town when you do that. So we'll see how it all shakes out. We'll get into the return as well on the other side, but immediate reaction was shocked that it happened now. If it was going to happen, you thought maybe with 1 year left on his deal. His last memories Sens fans are going to have of him is going pointless in a first-round series where he was a complete non-factor, and some would say put the shoe on the wrong foot to start the series by getting the other team's captain who doesn't fight, doesn't try to be a hero right off the bat into one. And the team, Carolina said it, that fired them up way more than them just say, oh, it's Brady being Brady. So we'll get into the X's and O's of this trade a little bit later on. We'll discuss the return where Bruce Garriock's already reporting the Senators will use parts of this package to try to acquire a top six forward. This is not a situation where Ottawa's going and tail spinning into a rebuild. The team thinks that they have the nucleus. The center depth is still elite, and they're going to have to replace now. We already said they needed a top six forward. They're going to need two top six forwards this offseason. So Steve Staios is going to have to work. And the final note that I want to say going into this first break, Pilsy, is credit to both parties. I'll say both parties. Not one leak from an insider, an official, a LeBron, Darren Dreger, Elliot Friedman leading into this trade, because when a name gets out there like Dylan Larkin, the noise happens and it doesn't help anybody in terms of getting a deal done. So I will say credit to the organization for staying tight-lipped. And I mean, Brady's agent has like 100 clients, so you probably want to do right by him in Newport Sports. More on the other side. You're listening to a very ridiculous edition of Locked On Senators, bonus edition. Brady Tkachuk traded. Locked On Senators.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. The biggest stage in world soccer is here, and every match feels like it has the potential for a memorable moment. One goal can completely change the energy of a game, shift momentum, and alter the outcome in an instant. That's what makes tournament soccer so exciting, from the opening whistle to the final kick. And now FanDuel is giving fans another reason to stay locked into every match with every goal pays. Bet on a match and all bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. More goals means more bonus bets. All you have to do is turn on your token. That's why I love tournament soccer. You can turn on a match between teams you don't normally follow, and suddenly one goal changes everything. The tension builds so quickly that you're invested before you even realize it. And Ross, We can get into this, but on FanDuel, the Ottawa Senators Stanley Cup odds have changed already. They've gotten longer to plus 1,700. I believe they're at plus 1,600 last time we checked. But for tournament soccer, from the opening whistle to the final kick, let there be goals on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com to get started now.
Today's episode is also brought to you by our friends. Pills, you're going to have to help me out here with all the haste I have to pull up here. What are we talking about?
I got it. Our friends over at HIMS. ED is way more common than guys think, and millions of men deal with it at some point. HIMS offers a simple, convenient way to take care of your health by connecting you with licensed healthcare providers online and giving you access to personalized treatment options from the comfort of home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines, just a straightforward process designed to make getting care easier. Taking care of yourself shouldn't feel complicated, and HIMS makes the process private and easy to navigate. It's healthcare built around your schedule and your comfort. When something is already uncomfortable to talk about, the last thing you want to do is make it a complicated process. So having the ability to start online from home makes taking that first step feel much more manageable. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/lockedonnhl. That's hims.com/lockedonnhl for your free online visit. hims.com/lockedonnhl. Prescription required. See website for details and information about important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. HIMS is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris.
Welcome back. It's a bonus edition of Locked On Senators. Brady Tkachuk has been traded. Pilsy, one of two Senators to have a longer tenure than we've been doing Locked On Senators since November of 2019. I don't even know. This is more for throughout the week. Like, how many teammates did he have with the Ottawa Senators? He saw this team at its absolute lowest. And when they're climbing out of that and becoming a playoff team consistently and about to take the next level, he quit on them, and he is going to join his brother in Florida. A little quote there that he said back a couple of years ago: "My goal is to bring a cup to Ottawa, and I won't stop until I do." Little bro quit.
Yeah, Ross, the key thing is you said a couple years ago, and this is another thing that I've been on the trail about, and I feel like I was being weird about it, and maybe it was just something I was noticing, but the last year or two, probably around the Four Nations, certainly around Olympic time, Brady Tkachuk would always say, "I want to play here. I want to play for this team." I don't know what it is, but he would go out of his way to not say Ottawa Senators or the Ottawa Senators. Go back and check, because every time I watch an interview with him, Ross, I was dialed in on that, and I was waiting for him. Just say the city name once. Just say the team name once. Just say the city and the team name together, that's where you want to be. And he wouldn't say it, and he was so coy about it. He would cryptically say sort of the right things, but not just flat out say it. And that's because he's a genuine dude. I believe in his heart. He was like, I can't even bring myself to say it because I know it's not true. And clearly in this offseason, it's been a short offseason. We're not even at the draft yet. Him and Steve Staios have talked, and whatever was said, Brady made it clear, look, my heart's not in it. I'm not coming back. Here's the 4 teams I want to get traded to. And we should get into that, Ross, because reportedly this is where the new NHL is. Let me guess.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, hit me.
Okay. The Florida Panthers.
Obviously.
Nice.
Yep.
Hey, there's only 4 teams. That's 25%. I get the free bingo card. The Vegas Golden Knights.
Correct.
Pathetic. What a pathetic guy. The Tampa Bay Lightning? No.
Nope. He doesn't want to be a rival of his big brother.
Of course not. It would be a real shame. Must have been so hard on him. Can we talk about how Brady's numbers against Florida?
Finish the list, though. You said Minnesota.
Brady's numbers against Florida worse than any other team in the league. Because little bro can't knock on big bro's door. He's got to help him. So Vegas and Florida, I got 1X. If I swing on 3 and miss, then you'll just tell me. Minnesota.
Yep.
Okay. Which apparently
the last one I don't think you'll get.
I did
this
see
might be even more pathetic. The last one,
Detroit Red Wings.
Nope.
That would have been very pathetic.
If you want to win, where do you go, Ross?
I don't know.
How about the team that just won, the Carolina Hurricanes?
Are you serious? That is so pathetic.
I'm
you
quite
think he
sure
could
that's what was
skate in
reported.
Rod Brindamore's system? You think that clunky bastard could skate in Rod Brindamore's system? Give me a break. That's amazing. Detroit would have been more pathetic. I was thinking Atlantic Division because him going to a Montreal or a Toronto or a Detroit or a Buffalo would have been more pathetic. But should we get to the return yet? Or you got more to say about this? Because I'm talking myself even getting more pissed off at him. We like him. He's a nice guy. Yeah. Very good guy. How's he supposed to lead a team when he's checked out?
And that's the thing. Like Brady Tkachuk, when he was playing with his heart and soul in it, incredible player. Like we saw what he can do. And you can talk about the thumb injury, whatever you want. You can talk about, the wild ride, having a young family, the travel with the Olympics, all that kind of stuff. But it just, any Sens fan could tell this is not the Brady Tkachuk of old. And you can also say, Ross, and we were very on point to mention this, statistically, he did have a very good year. Arguably, like I know his year was shortened by the injury and stuff, but arguably, statistically, great year for him. But just was not playing that same way. And I think we tried to spin zone it, being like, but he's focused more on playing a better defensive game or a team game, or he doesn't want to get hurt again, whatever. But just not the same that we were used to.
Worth noting, the Ottawa Senators went 11-5-4 last season while Brady Tkachuk was out of the lineup.
Yeah, which was shocking. Yeah, that was crazy that they were able to do that.
Just saying. It's worth noting here. All right. They're not going to use all these picks. It's nice. Yeah,
let's get to the return.
Well, I was going to say happy trails, but no. Brady Tkachuk just closed the most disappointing era of Senators hockey outside of the expansion era. Dude, they made the playoffs twice and they went down 3-0 in both series. Like, what are you talking about? It's absolute. They had made the playoffs for 11 straight years and then went on, off for 5 years.
You're right.
And then Brady got drafted and they didn't make the playoffs for 7 seasons. It is the most disappointing era of Senators hockey, and he was the face of it. And now he's gone to a division rival who already has had 3 Stanley Cup final appearances in the last 4 years, and they have the injury excuse here. Pathetic.
Yeah, I guess I reacted like that, Ross, because it's like you do the rebuild, and the rebuild took a little longer, and there was stutter steps in it, but they're trending in the right direction now.
I said there should have been reset the clock when Michael Andlauer bought the team. Pilsy, I'm a 0 text messages guy. I don't like when the red number has any. This is my phone right now.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't even want to look at mine.
74. I'll get back to people when I can. But this is.
Please respect our privacy.
Respect
our show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, wait, Ross. I want to get into this. What was your reaction when you saw the return?
So we're gonna get into the actual return. I like that question. I'll ask you back a question. My initial response was
answering your question with the question.
How many players get 3 first-round picks in exchange for them with 2 years left on their deal, and one is a guaranteed top 10 pick? I don't think that list is very long. That said, not like it didn't make me feel better.
This does nothing for the Ottawa Senators right now. You said it in your immediate reaction. It's magic beans. And sure, you could trade those magic beans for actual things. But the fact that Pierre LeBrun reported that they tried to get Lundell in the deal, and Florida's like, no. And then they're like, okay, like, come on, help us out. Give us a roster player. How about Verhaeghe? Florida's like, nah. Like, what are we like? I know you don't have a lot of leverage here, but you got to be able to pluck something off that NHL roster. And Florida is just taking teams and bending them over in trades. They're like, teams are like, hey, you got to give us this. Nope. Okay, we need this. Nope. Like,
who's their goalie next year?
Does it matter?
Yeah, they're the second worst team save percentage this year, and they sucked.
But they had a million injuries, dude. Barkov didn't play a single game.
Yeah, I've never seen him make a save, but yeah, he's good defensively.
they can, dude, they're going to find a goalie that will take a major pay cut to be on this team, live in a tax-free state. That's a fair rebuttal, Ross, but I don't think they're worried about a goalie after they just acquired Brady Tkachuk for nothing off their roster.
Yeah, I mean, Eric's even saying, like, get the 20, 30, 31, 32 first-round picks. They'll get Connor Hellebuck.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they can't. I don't think the cap's gonna fit for that, but whatever. Doesn't matter. My question to you, Pilsy, you would have preferred a roster player than, say, the 2029 first-round pick?
Absolutely. Yeah, you need a roster player here because now what the Sens did is they were just involved in a trade where they had no leverage. Guess what, Ross? They have these picks and they got no leverage because teams are like, hey, we don't have to take your deal. Make those picks. Go for it. If you're not accepting our terms, you better step up to the plate and draft guys because we know you're on a time crunch here. Picks 9 and 9th overall and 25th overall. Don't be wrong; those are strong assets, like you mentioned. But they have a limit where you can trade them where teams are interested. Otherwise, you got to draft players. And Ross, you and I have covered this draft. There's exciting talent to be had at 9 and even at 25. There's guys we're interested in. But if you're an Ottawa Senators team and you're trying to move up and take another step, whoever you're drafting at 9th more than likely will not be able to help you next year. Whoever you're drafting in 25th cannot. So teams have that leverage over you in a trade. And what are we going to do in free agency? You can't just bid like crazy. Guys don't necessarily want to come to Ottawa, as we're seeing. So don't get me wrong. I see what you're saying. The value for the haul is actually not that bad, but it puts the Ottawa Senators in a position where if you're trying to get better now, you're a little bit handcuffed.
Like, let's put it this way. Brady Tkachuk is a how many time 30 goal scorer? 3? 4? 4 sounds right. I'm pulling up right now. He had 22 goals in 60 games this season. Brady Tkachuk has scored 30 goals 3 times. Okay. And he's a winger. I get that there's more to his game. Dylan Larkin is a 5-time 30 goal scorer. And there's no chance Larkin gets a return like this with more term on his contract at a good AAV.
Yeah, probably not. But I mean,
no, not probably. You think he's going to get 3 first-round picks and a second? No.
But the fact that he signed that much longer as a center,
yeah.
But
a lot of questions.
Agree, probably not. But
a lot of questions saying who's going to be the next captain. That is for this week on Locked On Senators.
We are not getting into that right now. Yeah.
But we will discuss what they're going to do with the return next because, look, I'm not a David Pagnotta guy. I think he throws, he throws Brady Tkachuk at the wall and see if it sticks. But he was kind of on this. And he's got something else about what Ottawa is trying to do. We'll get to it next. You're listening to Locked On Senators, your team every day.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at 5 Hour Energy. If you've got a sweet tooth like I do, you know how tough it is to find that perfect treat without all the sugar. That's why the Fruity Rainbow 5 Hour Energy Shot brings that nostalgic flavor back in a whole new way. Fruity Rainbow 5 Hour Energy Shots treats your taste buds to an explosion of fruity flavor with a tasty caffeine kick. It's a quick, easy way to satisfy that sweet craving while keeping things simple and on the go. It's a zero sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. I love how convenient it is. So small, fit in your pocket, put it in your bag on the way to school or work, on your commute, whether you're on the bus or in your car. It's a portable shot that you can grab whenever you need a little pick-me-up. It's become my go-to when I want something sweet without going overboard. And hey, 5 Hour Energy drink. Have a 5 Hour Energy and enjoy the mock draft that's over 5 hours that we just put out. And you can get candy flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5 Hour Energy Shots available online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon.
Today's episode is also brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub, your home to watch the biggest soccer tournament in the whole wide world. And they have been awesome at bringing in the community. You can go check them out on social media. They've been posting some clips. I mean, that place is rocking, and you should get there too. No reservations for Canada, Scotland, or England games. Just get there early and have an absolute blast. There's something going on every night of the week on the Glebe Central Pub. So go visit them at 779 Bank Street. Let them know that Locked On Senators sent you. The vibes are better than here at the GCP. If I was in Ottawa, I'd be at the GCP right now having a few of these. The GCP, they know that it's all about what you bring out of people, and that's good vibes. And they do that through live music every Saturday night, great food, awesome drinks, and they've always got the game on when you need it most. So head there today. Let them know that Locked On Senators sent you. The vibes are free at the GCP. Welcome back, Locked On Senators, your team every day. I got a little silver lining here. This is the most people that we've ever had in a live stream. Shout out to the 1,225 citizens who are joining us here as we break down Brady Tkachuk's trade to the Florida Panthers. And now let's get into the return. I think we've covered enough for today. Our thoughts about Brady leaving and how pathetic it is that he's going to team up in the shadow of his little brother. And if they don't win together down there, wouldn't that be nice? I think, let's start with this. Where have the Florida Panthers moved on your most disliked teams in the National Hockey League? Number one. Yeah?
Easily.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think so,
Number
too.
one.
I think so, too. Number one and 1A, and I still don't like Montreal.
Yeah, me
Montreal
neither, but
right
I mean.
there. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's right there. It's right there. So the return, 9th overall, 25th overall, a first-round pick in 2029, and a second-round pick in 2030. Let's start with what I don't want to even call him an insider, but he does. He was on the Brady Tkachuk stuff. So David Pagnotta says the Senators are making a hard push right now for Jason Robertson. Thoughts?
David Pagnotta is the guy tweeting it. Take that with a grain of salt. And why, like, Dallas doesn't want picks. They're trying to win now. I know they're in a cap crunch, but
maybe it's past the picks. Maybe you send them to Dallas. Dallas sends them somewhere else.
I don't know. I love the, like, hey, look.
And hey, I could tell the chat's about to say he's American. Are you kidding me? For what it's worth, his girlfriend is from Kingston and he played junior with the Frontenacs. So he does have some local ties. And I think he played the GTHL when he was a kid too. And his brother plays for Toronto. So there you go. But let me start with this. Jason Robertson's a better hockey player than Brady Tkachuk.
I was just going to say, if you end up making a trade and however many crisscrosses and layers and additions and other teams and avenues and things you have to do to end up with Jason Robertson signing an extension, you've made your team better. I think that's fair to say. But how do you get there? Like, I feel like a lot of people just sort of like, oh, this is easy. Use these picks to do that. But if you're Dallas, are you doing that? Like, I don't know. I don't see the path to getting that done.
Yeah, I don't know what the path. I don't know anything right now, man. I just know that Brady Tkachuk is my favorite player on the Ottawa Senators, and he quit on us.
Yeah, this got to be hard on you, Ross, because me, Jack, and Martian had already come to the expectation and conclusion. Hey, Brady is on his way out, and credit to you, you stood 10 toes down and you said, absolutely not. You guys are crazy. And this is why, Ross, when Dylan,
I'd rather go down with the ship. I'd rather go down with the ship because I'm an actual captain here. I go down with the ship.
Yeah, no, but Ross, there's going down with the ship, and then there's knowing, hey, we gotta call in the lifeboats, and we gotta get ready for. No, listen, we gotta get ready for the ship to go down. I respect you going down with the ship, but you have to know when the ship is going down, and you gotta get ready for that. If you want to stay on it while it's sinking, God bless you. That's a noble thing to do. But when that iceberg's coming, and you know it's coming, you got to be ready for it. And this is why when Dylan Larkin stuff was happening, I wasn't laughing. I did the Homer Simpson go into the bush. This is why when everyone was making the mock trades, I said, let's have a strategy of stand it down, let it go into the wind. And I mean, Ross is shipwrecked on an island with his head in the sand. Yeah. And Ross, good guy. We like him. Came on the show, Matt Larkin. But I mean, this has got to be a good day for him. Like, and all the people that are keeping receipts.
No, he actually said, sorry, boys. That's a tough one. I won't overcook you on Twitter. That's insane news.
Yeah.
Let's play as we go through this. Let's play Open My Text.
Dude.
Number one, wife. When are you coming to eat dinner? What the literal F? Are you okay? Whoops. I'm so sorry. Oh, this one's a good one. Happy Father's Day.
I was ready for this, and this still hurts. So I don't know how you're dealing with this, but
do you want to my initial reaction? And we just want to do a couple more minutes today because we got an episode coming out tomorrow. We're leaving some meat on the bone. Pillsy, keep the 9th overall pick. Use the other ones in a trade. Keep the 9th overall pick because I think that player can help you within the next 2 years.
You can't trade 32. So do you think you're going to move the needle with 25
and the 2029 first?
Dude, no. You
trade 9?
Nope. You keep the 2029 first in Florida and you trade yours.
Yes. Confidence. Believing in something Brady couldn't
bet
do.
on it. Bet on yourself.
Yeah.
But
I like that. My favorite is that the Prime behind the scenes, Brady Tkachuk saying that I want to make my own pass. Somebody clip that. Somebody go find that.
But again, Ross, he doesn't say I want to make my own path in Ottawa. Guaranteed, go look at it. He does not say that.
Guess what? He does the one thing where that doesn't matter. He went to go live in his brother's shadow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't, like, I don't, maybe it's naive in me, but I can't believe that's the decision he made.
Okay.
I just, like, how many times do we have to go through this? And if you're a fan of a different team, you know what? This is your victory lap. You take it. That's fine. But, like, for Sens fans here, like, it just
sucks. Let's leave it at that, man. That we got our initial reaction. Let's sleep on it.
No matter how you feel about it, this is a shit day. Like, I don't care if you like the return. I don't care if you were done with Brady. I don't care your political views or how you feel about everything off ice. This sucks as a franchise to be put in this corner and to deal out of a position of little leverage and to have to help out a division rival and not get anything back in return NHL roster wise.
They didn't have to. Apparently the Minnesota Wild made a huge, from one of their insiders, Michael Russo is as locked in as anyone, made a huge offer for Brady Tkachuk. Yeah. They could have traded him west. So we'll see.
Man, we need to know what that offer is. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe I don't want to know.
No, I don't think you want to know. But if Jason Robertson becomes an Ottawa Senator before this offseason is over, the Sens are in a better place than they were at the end of the season.
But it's got to come with an extension.
Of course. No, and David Pagnotta said if the trade can't be ironed out, the Senators are able to hit him with an offer sheet on July 1st.
Yeah, that's true. The Sens are, and Dallas can't match it. Dallas would have to move heaven and earth to match it. So that is fair.
Tomorrow on the show,
that's it. That's the approach. Yeah, that's the only, because Dallas doesn't want to do the trade. Otherwise, you have to flex your leverage. Say we can do the offer sheet, and we know you can't match it. Either work with us and get a deal that makes sense, or we're hitting you with that offer sheet. No, that's actually it.
I actually have a message here from someone who has worked in NHL front office. That's a haul for Ottawa, and Brady was overrated anyways. I don't know if I agree with the second one, but a haul, they're calling it in the streets. Tomorrow's episode, we're waking up doing it, so we'll have it for you around noon. Get some sleep tonight, Sens fans. All the fathers in there, let's roll. But we'll get into the ins and outs of this and a whole lot more. Who's going to be the next captain of the Ottawa Senators? For today, we say goodbye. For Brandon Piller, I'm Ross Levitan. This has been another edition of Locked On Senators podcast, your team every day.